Hello and welcome to the World of Tanks Bootcamp, a complete guide to start playing World of Tanks for new players.
Welcome to World of Tanks.
Today we will do a quick walkthrough of your garage, show you the types of tanks you can choose and how to prepare them for battle, while giving you a few useful tips and tricks on the way. If you've already created your account at worldoftanks.eu, downloaded the game center with the game, and finished your bootcamp training, you'll be transported into your garage, which is what you can see right now. There you can find the overview of the vehicles you own, showing their type, nation, tier, and name. You'll now see a lot of lower tier tanks of different nations, and if you've used an invite code TANKBOOTCAMP during the registration, then also a tier 5 premium tank called Excelsior. Once you select the tank from the bottom panel, it will pop in the middle of a garage. The higher number on the stat bar, the better will the vehicle perform in that category. To get more info, you can always open the categories and hover over the numbers you're interested in. Very important part of this panel is the combat experience gained with this vehicle and the button that allows you to use the gained experience to upgrade the modules on your tank, like its tracks, engine, radio, turret, or gun, but more about upgrades later. In the upper right corner of your garage, you'll find the in-game currency. Bonds are the rarest currency in the game you can spend, for example, on special tanks or better equipment. Gold is a premium currency used for buying exterior elements for your tanks, buying premium tanks, premium time, personal reserves boosting your rewards from battles, training your crew or expanding your garage and barracks. Credits are earned in every battle and can be spent on repairing your tanks, buying consumables, equipment, ammo, better modules and new tanks from the tech tree. And the last currency type you can see here is free experience, displayed as a solid golden star. It's called free because you're earning a small amount after every battle and you can spend it on any tank, crew or module progression of your choice, unlike the combat experience displayed in-game as a silver hollow star. Combat experience is gained with each vehicle and can be spent on that vehicle's progression only. On the left side of your garage screen, you can see the crew slots with crew members. Each of the tanks you own needs a 2 to 6 man crew that operates the tank, consisting of the commander of the tank, gunner, loader, driver, and radio operator. Each of the crew members has their role, rank, and name displayed next to their picture together with their training level and skills. The training level has a big impact on the performance of your tank. If your crew is trained to less than 100%, your tank performs worse than its stats, and those stats are then marked red on the right side of your garage. If your crew is trained to 100% and more, they can start acquiring skills. The more skills they can learn, the better, since the skills will help you in the game. For example, a commander's skill 6th Sense alerts you with a blinking bulb if you're spotted by the enemy. There are some ways how to train your crew faster. One example is on tanks with all the modules unlocked, called elite tanks, and on premium tanks that are always elite. Above the crew, there is an option to accelerate crew training, so don't forget to check this option whenever available. Other examples of how to gain experience faster, how to best train your crew, where to store it and how to customize it, will be described in more detail in the following videos, so don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss it. For now, just keep in mind that the crew training has a big impact on how your vehicle performs in battle, so if possible, invest in the crew training. Under the crew, you can usually find your daily missions progression. Completing them gives you a lot of useful rewards, and after completion of multiple daily missions, you'll be awarded with some rare items, like for example days of premium account or bonds, so it really pays off to try completing them daily. Right below your tank, there are some very important slots. For tier 1 tanks, you'll see only slots for your ammo loadout that you'll bring into each battle. The first slot is usually carrying a default ammo, with average damage and average penetration. Second slot is usually meant for an ammo type with higher penetration values, used against heavily armored enemies, and the third slot, if present, usually has ammo that deals explosive damage and is used against lighter enemies or in specific scenarios. When playing with lower tier tanks, more shells in the first slot are usually sufficient. It helps to save some credits since the second type is a little more expensive. As you climb your way up the tech tree, start investing in the second type of ammo. You'll find it useful in battle. You should also always carry some of the third type too if the slot is available. Advancing up through the tiers will unlock consumable slots. Consumables are your best friends in battle, trust me. And the best starting consumables in order of importance are small repair kit, small first aid kit, and a manual fire extinguisher. The more optimal option are their bigger alternatives that can make your life so much easier, but only if you're not afraid to spend some more credits. A repair kit is used whenever an enemy tank destroys or damages one of your modules, like tracks, turret, or engine. First aid kit is used whenever a crew member is injured in the battle, and a fire extinguisher can help you if your tank catches fire. Here's how the broken modules look in the game. Repair them by pressing the number on your keyboard where you've assigned your repair kit. This is how the injured crew members look. Heal them by pressing the number on your keyboard where you've assigned your med kit. And this is how it looks like when your tank catches on fire. If you are using the manual fire extinguisher, put out the fire by pressing the assigned number on your keyboard. Every destroyed module and injured crew member affect your tank's behavior and stats in battle. For example, a broken engine and an injured driver will make your previously fast tank a slow snail and an easy target. Broken tracks stop the movement of your tank completely, so it's highly advised to never forget to take consumables into battle with you and remember to resupply them after every battle. Consumable slots are not the only ones to appear while advancing through tank tiers. On the left side of the MO, you'll see some new slots opening, and those are for equipment. There you can install an equipment piece and boost some of the stats of your tank or skills of your crew a little more. It's not a necessary addition, especially in lower tiers of tanks, but I strongly advise to use equipment for higher tier tanks. There's already a pretty useful video about how the equipment works in the world of tanks, so I recommend you look at it to discover more. But for a start, it's a safe bet to go for gun rimmer for faster reload, coated optics or binocular telescope to be able to spot enemy tanks earlier, and ventilation to boost your crew skills to make your tank perform better overall. In the higher tiers, a vertical stabilizer to improve your gun handling is recommended. But the choice is yours. You can do what you wish. Be careful. Buying and demounting equipment can cost a fortune. So invest wisely. Speaking about the tanks you have in your garage, let's show you the tank types, tiers and tech trees, so you can choose your first tech tree line and start advancing through the game. In World of Tanks there are 5 vehicle types, 11 nations and 10 vehicle tiers. Let's start talking about the vehicle types first. First vehicle type is a light tank. Light tanks at tier 5 and above are usually very mobile small vehicles with good concealment. They are great at hiding in the bushes and are used in battles as spotters to detect enemy tanks and provide vision for the more powerful vehicles behind them. On the other hand, light tanks are usually very lightly armored, have less powerful guns than other tank types of the same tier, and sport less HP. Playing as a light tank in higher tier battles is usually advised for the more experienced players. It requires very good knowledge of camo and spotting mechanics, game awareness and map knowledge. Medium tanks are the bigger and slightly more armored friends of the light tanks. They still maintain good mobility, but their guns are more powerful with good damage per minute. They don't excel in anything really, but their use is versatile. They are so-called jack of all trades, master of none. They perform very well in groups and usually support the team where needed. They can flank the enemy or try to rush in greater numbers to push a side of a map. Heavy tanks are probably the best option for new players. They have good all-around armor, powerful guns with high damage per shot, and lots of health points, so they allow players to make arrows since they can withstand enemy fire better than any other vehicle type. On the other hand, they are usually very slow, and since they are also big, they are easy for enemies to spot and make an easier target. Their role is usually to deal and block lots of damage and hold their lines against enemy tanks while advancing where possible. Tank destroyers join the ranks of heavy tanks in terms of firepower and limited mobility, and exceed them in damage per shot, damage per minute, or both. Their main objective is to hunt enemy tanks of all sizes. Since they usually have good concealment, one of the best tactics for TDs is to hide in the bushes and avoid detection, while sniping enemy tanks from far away with their powerful armament. The main difference from heavy tanks is their front-focused armor and sometimes lack of turret or limited turret turning arc due to the size of their guns. Self-propelled guns, otherwise known as artillery, are very different from all the other types of tanks. They can shoot over very long distances, sometimes over the whole map, and can deal considerable damage. In comparison to other vehicle types, artillery can see the battlefield from an aerial view. They try to stay away from the fight and hide at the edge of the map because they are usually not very mobile, have no armor to speak of, and have less HP than other vehicle types. Their main goal is to support friendly tanks and stun and damaged enemy tanks. They need the cooperation of other types of tanks for spotting. It takes a long time for their shells to reach their destination, hence their comparably poor accuracy, which they compensate for with their splash damage. That's why the damage and stun dealt might vary greatly per shot. There is a limitation of 3 artillery vehicles for a team in a battle, so you might have to wait in a queue a little longer to be able to play those. Now you know the basic info about all the tank types. But what are those tiers that we've talked about? If you click on the tech tree on the top of your screen, you can see the list of all nations whose tanks are in the game. If you click on any of those nations, you'll see the tech tree of the tanks you can unlock. During the tutorials, you've already selected the nation you want to progress through, but I would recommend to start with the heavy Soviet line that you can see in the middle of the USSR tech tree. This one is very beginner friendly, because it features well-performing tanks with a strong all-around angled armor. As you can see, you're starting pretty small with light and medium tanks in every tech tree that is eventually branching out to different tank types, featuring SPGs on the top, TDs right under it, followed by heavy, medium and light tanks. Each line features tanks in 10 tiers. The more you progress through tech trees to the higher tier tanks, you'll unlock new consumables and equipment slots and gun and travel mechanics. You'll also unlock new missions and usually meet more experienced players in those games as you progress. To progress to the next tank in a tech tree, you have to unlock the modules leading up to the next tank in the research window. But to get the best from your tank, I'd recommend starting with the tracks, followed by the turret and the gun, then the engine, and lastly the radio. To unlock a better module, you need to either play battles with the respective tank and earn enough combat experience, or you can invest your free experience earned by other tanks to skip playing the tank with inferior stock modules. The available combat experience is displayed under your tank and marked with a silver color. The available combat and free experience together can be found right underneath. After you unlock a module, you need to buy it with credits earned in battles and mount it onto the vehicle. Unlocking and installing modules make your tank significantly better, so don't judge your tanks too soon and work on them to unlock their full potential. You can either decide to unlock all the modules of the tank to achieve the best performance and make your tank elite, or unlock just the modules needed for progression. It's up to you. All the tech tree tanks can be unlocked using experience or credits, but there are also tanks that can be bought for gold, bonds, special events or missions, or bought from the premium shop for real money. Those are called premium or reward tanks and are marked in gold color in your garage. They're already classed as elite, which means no module research is needed, and you can earn a lot of credits battling with them or use them to train your crews for your tech tree tanks of the same nation and type. Now you know a lot of beginner-friendly tips and tricks that can help you to orient yourself better in World of Tanks. I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable, and if you or your friend want to start playing, be sure to use our invite code TANKBOOTCAMP to get 7 days of premium time to help you progress faster, 250,000 credits to give you a head start in the game, 2D style moon viewing to dress your tank according to the latest fashion trends, and a tier 5 premium tank Excelsior with a fully trained crew and 1 garage slot. We'll be back pretty soon with a new episode, so don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss it. See you next time, and good luck on the battlefield, Commanders!